Legends, welcome back to another episode of the Pure Ambition podcast. I'm your host, Dom Fusco, and I'm going to keep it short, sweet, to the point today because it's an epiphany, a realization that I've had over the past couple of days. Honestly, over the past couple of weeks, I've been thinking more and more about it, and I really wanted to share it with you guys, and that is the concept of fitness being procrastination. Now, I have built audience, I've built a following, I've built a community of all you amazing people, mostly for my fitness content, mostly for my wellness content, sharing my journey as a runner, as my transition out of being a college football player into the world of being a hybrid athlete. So sharing my running routines, my strength routines, how I balance the two together, also my nutrition that goes along with it, and a mix of just lifestyle stuff in general, but like documenting race preps and things like that. That's where a big portion of my views have come from. And I think back to the past like year and a half, and there have been times where I just felt like there were these things in my life that I wasn't giving as much attention to that I wanted to or I needed to, whether that be from a health standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, from a business standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint. There were other things that I was just pushing off to the side because I was always training, because I was always working out, whether it be running or lifting or, meal prepping or mobility or stretching or all of these things that I was doing that were taking up so much time. Like a 4-hour run on a Saturday morning, and then going and doing sauna and cold plunge, and even doing a lift in the afternoon, and just spending hours upon hours every day working out and training, and not giving the attention to some of the other things in life, some of the areas that I had mentioned. So let's not get this twisted, right? Like, I am all for pursuing hard goals, like go out and try to run that half marathon or that marathon or that ultra, or compete in high rocks, or your first Ironman or half Ironman triathlon, whatever else it may be. Like, I am for that. Powerlifting competition, bodybuilding, whatever else it is, like freaking go for it. For me though, I spent a year going from prep to prep to prep, and then almost another prep. Literally, I was about to start a marathon build shortly after this cardiac arrest incident happened. So I look at these other areas in my life. Like, I'm the co-founder of a health and wellness startup called Upspace. It is a platform where you can find and build communities centered around health, happiness, and love. And if you guys want to download that app, you can go check it out in the link in the description here. You can join my community of amazing other people, like-minded individuals connecting, just trying to become the best version of ourselves each and every day. So I work on a team. We have 6 guys on our team now that are continuing to build that, and I felt like there were times where I wasn't contributing as much, or I wasn't as focused as much, because I was always so like mentally or physically drained or exhausted, or I didn't have the time to put to it. I wasn't able to go and travel and meet with people and do some of these other things that I wanted to do because I was always working out. I was always training. My life was centered around that. And that's not a bad thing. Like, fitness and taking care of my health is a non-negotiable for me every day. It's a priority. It is a part of my life, but it's not all of my life. And I've realized that over the past month or so, since I've had much more time to work on things like this podcast, this YouTube channel, some of my short form content, business growth, spiritual growth, developing new relationships, making time for things outside of fitness, which, granted, fitness has allowed me to connect with so many amazing people, and it's opened up so many avenues and doors for me, and it is 100% a part of the content that I create moving forward, because if you don't have your health, then you don't have anything. But for me, I had to realize and take a step back of like, okay, if I was doing 2 sessions every day, an hour to an hour and a half for each of them, not to mention the warm up, the cool down, the shower, the eating, everything that goes along with training, it's like 4 or 5 hours a day plus so much more on weekends. Whereas now I can't do all of that physical activity. So I'm going on tons of walks. I'm rucking now. So my roommate Jack, he's got a 35-pound ruck. So I'll throw that sucker on and hit the neighborhood and get stepping. Get a great workout with that. And I'm starting to do push-ups and some like inverted rows, doing some pulls with the band, some band work, some core work, lots of yoga and some functional strength and mobility. And, I'm walking a ton throughout the day where I'm batching that together with like calls or editing or emails or whatever else. So I'm knocking some things out alongside my walk or my ruck or whatever else I'm doing there. And then I hit the gym a couple days a week and I'm doing these functional strength workouts, just feeling really good with my body where I'm really not lifting any weight at all. It's mostly body weight and band stuff, just really trying to correct some imbalances and just get my body feeling good again. Like I would just crush myself with these hard weightlifting sessions and these runs, which I'm going to get back to because I miss. But in this stage of healing right now where there's still things up in the air as to how much I can do or how much I can't do from, a physical activity standpoint, I am pouring a lot into my mental health, my brain health, my spiritual health, my emotional health, the relationships, my growth of my business, both as a co-founder, as a creator. I'm traveling a crazy amount for the next 2 months, going to some incredible events, meeting with some amazing people, doing some live in-person podcasts with some legends, which I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do had I been in this marathon prep for CIM, because I would have wanted to be in Austin, training hard and making sure I was giving my full energy, attention to that goal. And I'll for sure get back to doing some goals like that. Like I definitely want to keep running marathons and ultras and maybe an Ironman and compete in high rocks or whatever else the world takes, wherever else my path may take me. I don't know. But there's going to be seasons of that, right? And so I used to look at when there were things that I know I needed to do, but I just wasn't doing them. I was avoiding them. I would turn to fitness and I would just go to the gym or I would go for a run, or I would just use it as a crutch to fill like a void, or, use it as a procrastination tool to not do the things that I actually knew that I needed to do. And I would try to justify to myself why that was. But in reality, like, I'm not getting paid to run all these marathons. Well, working with brands and creating content is part of my job for sure. But in terms of some of the other things and some of the other areas of my life that I wanted to give more attention to, like meeting with friends and having these business relationships and my spirituality and developing my relationship with God, going to men's groups and small groups and worship and things like that, has all like rejuvenated and invigorated my mind, my body, and my soul. So it's something to think about, right? Like, are you using fitness as a procrastination tool? Because I was. And moving forward, there's going to be seasons of life where I'm in a heavy performance season, and there's going to be other times where I'm in a business focused season or a relationship focused season or whatever else it may be. So having those priorities and still blocking out that time for fitness, like, if you've got 30 minutes a day, optimize that. If you got 45 minutes, an hour, like 2 hours, whatever else it is, amazing. Everything's going to be different for everybody depending on your goal, what you're pursuing, what season of life you're in. But just remember that fitness should amplify all areas of your life. It shouldn't take away from them. And if you found value in this episode, please, the best thing you can do for me is to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with somebody that you think would find value from it as well. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.